Hello, everyone. This is Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and welcome back to the Mad Science Lab podcast. Today, we are continuing on with the My Tiers series, and here to break down Dynasty running backs is Z. That's where we're leaving it, Z, so I can't screw it up. I managed to get my name correct. I got my title correct. I'm going to take a win and just call you Z, buddy.
We're off to a good start already. I like it.
Solid. All right, you want to take a second before we get into it here and tell everyone where they can find you and your work?
Yeah, I am. My name is Zareh Kantzabedian. You can find me at ZKantzFF on Twitter, as it says right there in the handle at the bottom of the window. I work at Football Guys as a contributor for Dynasty. I do articles and rankings, and that's primarily where I'm at right now. So feel free to contact me on Twitter, and you can find my rankings up at Football Guys, my Dynasty rankings.
Sounds good. Let's get right into it then. First up on the board, we have Cam Akers. What tier would you like Cam Akers in?
Cam Akers is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's in tier 6.
Tier 6. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I hate about tier maker. I can't change
tier
the
7.
font.
Tier 7. I'm fine. I'm sorry.
Okay. I have it capped at 6 here, so we'll just put it in 6 then. Okay. I have it as elite, great, good, average, below average, and bad. So pretty much anyone from 6 on, you can just put in 1 tier. So we'll go with Cam Akers there. I said, some of them are pretty straightforward. You don't have to chime in with anything, but if you do, feel free to tell me to shut the hell up and let you say something here. We can move on. Next up, we got Saquon.
Saquon is in, where are you? Tier 2.
Tier 2, yeah. If it wasn't for age, do you think he gets into the elite tier?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's all it is. Okay, fair enough. The next one, I have a split. It's Brian Robinson on the board because that's how it came out in the DLF ADP. If you prefer Antonio Gibson, you can pretend this is Gibson, or you can do Brian Robinson. Whichever. I normally let everyone decide whatever Washington running back they're higher on.
I have Brian Robinson higher. He is in tier 6.
He's higher and in tier 6. That does not say a lot for Antonio Gibson. I assume that means you're not buying into some of the early hype here on Gibson about a role in the passing game.
I am, but I'm very tedious with as far as predicting coaching tendencies. I've been down that path before, and it has never really turned out well. I like Antonio Gibson, but my tiers are different than your tiers. Like tier 6 and 7 aren't necessarily bad for me. They're just lower tiers. That's all. Like that's just I like it. Antonio Gibson is 3 spots lower than Brian Robinson, if that makes any difference.
Okay. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb is in tier 4.
Tier 4. All right. 1 second. I'm going to try and rename a few of these bad boys.
Okay.
Tier 4. All right. While I do that, we can just move on. James Conner.
James Conner is in tier. He's in tier 9. He's not even on my. He's not even. Yeah.
Tier 9. Okay. Yeah. I don't care how far I go down. I do not have a tier 9, so we'll leave him right off the board. Moving on, we've got Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, where are you? You're in tier 6.
Tier 6. Wow, you got a lot of tier 6 guys. Not fond of some of these guys. Just look. Start with the older guys.
Yeah.
Next up, we have AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, where are you, buddy? AJ Dillon, you are in tier 9.
Yeah. See, I just have it as 6+ here, so.
Okay.
I don't want to have 900 columns here. It's getting deep down there. Hopefully we'll get into some better ones. J.K. Dobbins, I assume, is better than tier 6.
J.K. Dobbins is, where are you? I have to scroll up for J.K. Dobbins. Thank God. He's in tier 3.
Yeah, just scroll up. That's what I like to hear. Finally something to scroll up for.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Austin Eckler.
Austin, you're in tier 4.
Tier 4. That's surprising based on the age, or
yeah, he's 29, going to be going into 30 years old. His pass catching role and that kind of like attribute that he has gives him maybe like a couple more years. So
yeah, I feel like he spent a lot of time in a committee too earlier on in his career, so maybe that buys him a little. It's kind of like with Derrick Henry. Henry wasn't, the bell cow early in his career, so maybe that helps. But next up, Travis Etienne.
Etienne, you are in tier 3.
Nice, I like it. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs is in tier 3.
Tier 3. I like that tier there. J.K. Dobbins, Travis Etienne, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Got some young guys with some serious upside there. Moving on, Breece Hall.
Breece is tier 1.
Tier 1. Wow. Injury doesn't scare you at all?
No, I mean, as early season, but not rest of the career, no.
No. Okay, yes. For dynasty purposes, he's 1. If this were redraft, would you drop him a tier, 2 tiers? What do you think?
Just probably like a tier.
Yeah. All right. Najee Harris.
Najee, you are in tier 6, buddy.
Is he actually in 6 or is he below the line?
He's actually in 6 in mine.
Okay. Just not buying a bounce back. The efficiency is just too bad for you.
He's a hard 6. I think we're still like living in the residual goop of Ben Roethlisberger 90 plus targets or whatever he had that year. That kind of like that's kind of propping him up, like just like Josh Gordon's like one amazing year in 2013 propped up the hopes and dreams of every enthusiast out there forever and ever and ever.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah,
we did that. It seemed like he came back once every year and a half, and everyone just bought right back in, and then he play one game and be gone again.
Remember that year Josh Gordon had like half of a good year with Tom Brady on the Patriots?
Yeah, I do.
God, I forgot about that.
Oh, geez, he was everywhere. It seemed like he came back to a different team every year. But all right, moving on. Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, you are in tier. Derrick, I just saw you. You're in tier 6. He's one spot above Najee.
Age, I assume, or health?
Yes, sir. Yeah, just age.
All right. Yeah, age and health.
Yeah.
All right. This is Khalil Herbert. I always forget the face.
So he's a 6+ guy.
6+. Wow, you're not buying into the hype at all, hey? Just too many mouths to feed in there, or
is
you
there
just
hype?
Don't believe in the talent?
Is there hype?
There was going into the offseason, the signing of Deonta Foreman and drafting of Roschon Johnson seems to have cooled that off, and now it's a committee backfield. But I find that's an interesting backfield, the Chicago one. Everyone just seems to pick their guy, and they hype him up. So I see Khalil Herbert going. I've been going Roschon Johnson, and I think he's the cheapest. But Khalil Herbert seems to get enough buzz. I don't disagree though. 6+. Excuse me. Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs is tier 2.
Tier 2. I like it.
Yes, sir.
Does it concern you at all that we don't know where he'll be playing next season?
No.
Nope.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
That is Jamal Williams.
6+.
6+. Well, you don't think he's going to score another 17 touchdowns?
I don't know. He might.
Well, I guess, if you factor in that Kamara might be suspended for 6 to 8 games, he might, but his ADP is, he's not going to return on it. So I'm out.
Yeah.
An interesting one here. I don't really know how to rank James Cook.
Oh, he's a 6+ guy. I'm not.
Is he?
I don't know.
Not in on the talent. Don't like Buffalo running backs.
I like the talent, but I mean, I just don't know how. I mean, with running quarterbacks, Josh Allen's running quarterback, and you got Damian Harris already there. You're gonna hope that James Cook runs a lot of routes and gets targeted a lot. And I don't know. You got Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Gabe Davis still there, and Stephon Diggs. It's gonna be, they're gonna have to throw it a lot for James Cook to have any kind of upside. There's just no upside really with James Cook.
I agree. It seems like a situation where you'd want in pretty much the only useful running back on a high flying offense, but problem is he just doesn't get the touches. Like you said, Josh Allen vultures everything. Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones is tier 4 right now.
Age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara is tier 6.
If he weren't going to be suspended, do you think he moves up, or just based on age and drop off in production, are you just done with him anyways?
He could probably move up a tier 5. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Alex Madison, who apparently is the greatest running back in the history of the world since Dalvin Cook's been released.
He's 6+.
I love it. You are a harsh grader, and I dig it. I dig it. CMC.
Tier 2.
Tier 2. If he were a little younger, tier 1? Is it that's it? Yeah.
If he was like 1 year younger, he'd be tier 1. Like he might be above Bijan probably.
Yeah, I think it's the same. If he was a little younger, or if he hadn't been struggling with injuries lately, I think he's easily tier 1, but the combination, he's still probably, pretty elite. I think he's getting to the point where he's like Travis Kelce. Even in Dynasty, I don't care if he gets there in age. He's just so good that I'm willing to take him.
Yes, sir.
He can die on my roster if he has to. Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon is tier 6.
Joe Mixon is tier 6. Age, legal troubles, anything else?
It's age. But the only thing that's really keeping him in tier 6 is his target rate and his goal line opportunities and a very good offense. That's the only thing. He's not really a very efficient running back.
Yeah, so I feel like he's kind of getting the same thing as James Cook. They seem like they're players you'd really want to be in on. They're not really, they don't get there. The only difference is, like you said, Mixon has a much better role in the passing game than Cook. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery is he's 6+ guy. He's tier 7. I like him a lot for redraft. I actually still like him for Dynasty as a bargain RB2. I think he's going to get a lot of goal line looks.
Yeah, I don't mind him for that exact reason. He's got a young running back in front of him or with him. I don't know if they're a committee, and he's pretty much free.
A lot of these guys outside of the aging veterans like Derrick Henry, a lot of these guys in 6+, they're fine RB2s for Dynasty. I mean, that's why I don't tier them as bad. They're just they have like their function on a fantasy roster, like they serve a specific purpose for as far as like roster integrity and what you need from that certain RB2 for that week. You're like, okay, I need upside, so I'm going to put in whatever RB2 here. I need some floor, so I'm going to pick one of these guys and put them in as an RB2 or whatever, Yeah,
they're role players.
They're role players, dude. Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Pacheco is tier 7 for me.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering with that one. I'm not a big Pacheco guy myself either. Samaje Perine.
He's like 7, 8. Something like that.
Yeah. I don't even know how he gets into I think this is 36 or 40. How he made it into the top 36 or 40 in DLF Dynasty ADP, I have no idea.
He's actually tier 9 for me. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't argue.
Oh, Damian
Pierce.
Damian Pierce, where are you? But he should probably be higher where I have him. He's tier 5 for me, but I mean, I could put him. 5. He should go higher, honestly, for me, but we'll just put him tier 5 for now.
Offense, you don't like the offense. I mean, it seems like an offense that's probably going to struggle this year. All those young guys are going to go through their their growing pains, but if they get it right with the receivers and running back and quarterback picks here, this could be an exciting offense if it clicks.
If the offense clicks, it can be exciting, as just like you said. And I still don't know about his receiving role, which is why I have him. He's behind Aaron Jones, Eckler, and Nick Chubb for now. And I still, I value Eckler as far as like a senior running back. Eckler has just massive target volume.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason why he's one of the few senior running backs that are like tier 4, higher tier guy.
I don't know what his role in the passing game was last year. I don't know if he just didn't have one or if he's a Rashad White type case where I didn't feel like he caught any. And then you look and you say, shit, he caught 50 passes. So
probably. Yeah. I mean, I didn't check myself either.
Yeah, me neither. So I don't argue that. Like I said, it could be a pretty good offense. I think they might struggle this year. There's a whole lot of youngsters when he's going into his second year and he's the journeyman or the senior statesman in the offense. It's a scary situation. I mean, I guess they got Robert Woods, but
I feel like Devin Singletary is scaring a lot of people off of Damian Pierce. I think Dameon Pierce is the far superior runner to Singletary. Singletary is like a coach's kind of like running back where he just does his job and he doesn't talk back. He just does what the coach says. And Dameon Pierce is like the young rookie who's got like a lot of attitude, runs hard. He's just a damn good running back, dude.
Next up, one of the preseason hype machines. Well, off-season, I guess, we have Tony Pollard.
Yeah, he's tier 3.
Tier 3. I'm surprised. Sir. I would have thought everyone seems to be sky high on him.
Not me.
No, me neither.
I'm high on him, but I mean, yeah.
Now we have running back Jesus, Bijan Robinson.
He's tier 1.
Pretty simple there. Yeah, I agree.
I don't have any Bijan. Miles Sanders is.
Oh, you don't have any Bijan? How many dynasty leagues you in?
Like 8 or something like that.
I think I have 1, and it's a league where I didn't I traded for the 101 like 2 years prior, and I didn't actually earn it. So that's the only league where I own the 101. But
that's amazing.
Miles Sanders.
He's tier 7 for me.
7. See, I like Miles Sanders. I think Carolina might be a good spot for him, but it's funny because I never liked Miles Sanders until this year, but there's just something about the situation I don't mind. But let's see how you feel about Ramondre. This is not someone I'm all in on, but we'll see what you think. Tier 2. Ooh, you are way higher than I am.
He's my Dynasty RB4.
Oh, they scare the shit out of me. I just can't trust Bill Belichick. It's like he's like
I trust Coach Bill O'Brien. I mean, he's coming fresh off a season where, he was the offensive coordinator for Alabama, and Jahmyr Gibbs was the leading receiver on the entire team. Not a wide receiver, but Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
And then so we have Ramondre Stevenson, who was he was an excellent pass catching running back, caught a bunch of balls last year. The receiving depth and receiving talent on the Patriots there's nothing really to be spoken for on that team. Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson can easily be one of the leaders in catches on that team. So, I mean, his PPR value alone is just insane to me. So
I don't even think it's him who scares me. I think it's just Belichick. Like, I'm a Saints fan, and I think all those years of Sean Payton hating my fantasy team, like I feel like Bill Belichick just sits around and says, fuck your fantasy team. And it scares the living shit out of me.
People are terrified of Ty Montgomery this year.
Well, words I bet you thought you'd never say.
Isn't that weird? People are saying that. I'm scared of Ty Montgomery, and I'm like, wow.
I didn't know he was in the league until like 2 weeks ago when I heard those rumors. But DeAndre Swift.
Oh God, Swift, he's fallen for me, man. He's like a 6+. Yeah, he's in tier 9 for me.
Going into last year, he was consensus like RB 2 or 3 or something, and now you said he's tier 9.
He's 9. He's tier 9 for me, dude.
It's amazing how this is why you don't plan. You build those teams where you say, "Oh, this will be a good team for 5 or 10 years." No, because if you said that about DeAndre Swift before last season, you'd be wrong a year later. It's insane.
How far ahead do you plan? Like 2 years at the most for your team?
Yeah, I look at depending on the position. If it's a receiver, I go 2-3 years. Quarterback, sometimes pocket passer, I'll give it maybe 3 to 5. But running backs, I'm treating that. My running back redraft and dynasty rankings are almost the same. I give maybe an extra year of consideration for dynasty, but like it changes so quickly. Even like wide receiver, I remember the 1 year. I had a ton of Michael Thomas as the wide receiver 1. Year later, he's pretty much worthless. So that's how it goes. Jonathan Taylor,
JT. I believe he's tier 2. He's tier 2 for me.
Tier 2. All right. Well, what keeps him out of tier 1?
What keeps him out of tier 1 is that he's now playing on offense with Anthony Richardson, who's, whether it's going to be the fact that offense is going to not be as efficient, because I don't feel like it's going to be as efficient with Anthony Richardson unless I see some major improvements of him as a passer. And the only way it's going to be efficient is with Anthony Richardson as a rusher. And so I mean, I mean, listening to like smarter people, not based on my own research, but listening to smarter people who have spoken about how rushing quarterbacks affect running backs, and it's negatively. So that's the only reason, I have him at it. But tier 2 is still great. There's nothing wrong with tier 2.
Completely understandable.
Yeah.
Ken Walker.
Oh, Kenneth. He's tier 3 for me still.
Tier 3. All righty. Yeah. Rachaad White.
Rachaad White is tier 5.
Tier 5. Not buying into the hype this year with that wonderful offense helmed by Baker Mayfield?
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
No? Okay. Fair enough. Let's round it out here with Javonte Williams.
Javonte, you're tier 5.
Tier 5. Scared the injury or just?
I'm just waiting. As soon as I hear he's healthy, he can move on up the tier.
How far do you think you move him up to 3 or 4? Or how far?
I'd move him to probably 3.
Yeah, I think I have him right there with Ken Walker if I find out he's healthy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Wow, you got through that in a damn hurry for 40 of them. You want to take another shot here to tell everyone where they can find your work since you got through it so freaking quick. I like it.
Again.
Efficient.
Yes, sir. I am on Twitter at ZKantzFF, and I am at footballguys.com as a ranker and a contributor. So anytime you want to, feel free to DM me if you have any fantasy advice or, just drop in to say hi.
Awesome. Man, you did great. I really like those ones. You got through it great. This has been My Tiers, the Dynasty Running Back Edition. Once again, I am Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and this has been the Mad Science Lab podcast. Thank you again to everyone for watching, and thanks, Z, for joining me. Have a good night, everyone.